like to, keep your information on file. I'm like, keep my information on file? Y'all waited like almost 2 weeks to tell me that y'all wasn't going to pick me. Like, you knew when I left there that day that y'all was going to probably pick that other man that was up there watching nakedbooty.com. Wow, he was waiting on a job interview. Now, good luck with that, okay? Because I did see him doing that. Now, I ain't want to put his business out there, but he was doing that.
I know you don't mean it. You just need some TLC, THC, get Hennessy. Yeah, that's me. Don't be afraid to speak your mind. Let me know, let me know.
Hello, everybody. Wait, girl, was my lips a little ashy? Nah, I am parched. I ain't gonna lie. Now, hello, everyone, and welcome to another video. If you are new, welcome. If you are not new, welcome back. So listen, I know it's rude to look down. However, I was trying to see. I want to give you something, girl, and I don't have it in here with me. Listen, welcome to another video. Listen, we're going throwback a little bit because we're going to be doing a Dear Joy. But we're doing it as a car chat. So I have some queens that have been sending me emails. As you guys know, my team, for the last year or so, I have, well, some of you don't know, but I have a board. And I love my board. Thank you. So first of all, let me just say this, because I want to give everyone their flowers. Lobster showers. Girl, are y'all tired of that song? I love the song, but I'm tired of it. But I want to give everybody their flowers while they can smell them. Thank you so much for all of you who have protected me, who have defended me, who've had my back. For those of you who've been honest and transparent and forthcoming, you have not tried to use me or lie or abuse me or clout chase. There's been some of you that have really gone hard for me, and I just want to let you know I appreciate you. I am doing something that is taking it all the way back. Today we are going to be helping a sister out. We're going to be doing Dear Joy, but we're doing it in the car, girl, in the car. So it's some famous words from our girl, you know who that is. But anyway, so I have a queen. So really quick, if you haven't already, please hit the like and make sure that you subscribe. Make sure that you turn your post notifications on so that way each and every time that I do a video right now, because of what's going on with everything, I'm uploading sometimes once, twice, sometimes 3 times a day, trying to make sure that I'm getting things back, because they were, y'all know what's been going on. For those of you who know, those of you who don't know, make sure you join my Patreon. You guys, listen, we are still going on vacation. We have about 8 tickets left. So if you would like to go on vacation with me and get to know my queens and have an amazing experience, go ahead, book your ticket with me. I have it down below in the description, and then book your room so that way we can make sure that your face is in the place, because you're gonna have a wonderful and amazing time. So I have a queen here that her name is Hope, and we got to help Hope out. We're gonna call it Hope and Love, girl. Hope and Love. And this is Dear Joy. We're gonna go back like a throwback, when we was answering those who have, written us. So I got somebody, she's written us a long thing here, and I'm gonna go ahead and read it to you guys. Okay. I met a guy online at the end of July. He's 25 years old and he lives in Lawrenceville, Georgia. I live in Knoxville, Tennessee. And we started talking and we grew a bond with each other. He came up here and took me to the zoo as our first date. That's a cute date. Why you put LOL? And this was just to give you some backstory. But here's the main part. So at the end of September, we had a conversation. He asked me if his job has him moving to other states, would I be able to move with him? My answer was no, because there's just too many reasons keeping me in Tennessee. So he said that this most likely wouldn't work out, and I felt that I had no choice but to agree with him, even though it really broke my heart. So it's been almost a month or so now we stopped talking, and I just really miss him. And I was depressed for the first 2 weeks after we stopped talking. I'm doing better now, but I'm always thinking about him, and it hurts so much. I guess I'm just wanting your advice on whether I should reach out to him or just let it go. I'm honestly fine with him traveling for work. I just wouldn't be able to go with him, but I love him so much and I just don't know what to do. So so this is from Hope. So listen, you guys, get down below in the comments if you have any advice for Hope, so that way you can let her know exactly what she should do. Now listen, we are a supportive tribe over here at the Joy Amor show. We support queens, we're transparent with queens, and we honest, and we make sure that we have their back. Now listen, all of this that I'm telling you, you don't have to listen to me. You do whatever you want to do. I love Dear Joy because it gives me a chance to connect with you. So if you have a question, or if you have something that you would like to talk about, or a Dear Joy letter, the best place to send it is in the DMs on Instagram. So make sure you're following me at Miss Plus Amor on Instagram, and you can DM me, and just make sure you also give me your name. If you want to change your name, or like have an anonymous name like Hope did, she wanted an anonymous name. So then you guys let me know. So what it sounds like to me is that I feel like you should follow your mind and your heart at the same time. I feel like you may have given up on things a little bit too easy, and I can understand you not wanting to move, but I'm from the school that if you really want to make something work, you'll make it work. No matter what is like holding you back, no matter what that may be like making you feel some type of way, if you really want to make it work and put everything into it, you'll do exactly that. So my hope for you and him is that you'll reach out to him, that you'll talk to him, and let him know you miss him, and make things work, and let us know, like send me an update, because I really am curious, like, did y'all get back together? That's one thing about Dear Joy that I didn't like, is that I feel like people, you send me the Dear Joys, but then not tell me like what happened after the fact. Like, girl, what happened? So, anyway. Yeah, there's that. Okay. So, here is the next one. We got another one. So, shout out to Hope. Thank you so much. We love you, Hope. And hopefully everything will work out for you, girl. You and your bae. Okay. Now, this queen didn't give us I'm gonna wait on the second one because she didn't give us her like a name that she wanted me to use, and it's a little bit more deep, and I think I want to make her I think I want to make hers her own video. So listen, if you guys want me to do a Dear Joy, definitely send it over, because I would be more than happy to help. I love you guys so much, and I appreciate you guys so much. One quick thing. Thank you for having my back. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for believing in me and knowing who I really am, even when other people try to say that I'm not. So thank you for supporting me. I really love you guys, and I'm so appreciative. Hello, beautiful. I just want you to know you're my favorite girl. Hello, beautiful. I'm talking to you. Hello. So listen, you guys, if you like the fact that we started off this car chat with a Dear Joy, let me know. Let me know how y'all are feeling that. Are you feeling it? Are you not feeling it? What's the tea? Put it down below, because y'all know this is y'all's channel. This is your community. Listen, just like in Patreon, the girls in Patreon decide what happened out here. Y'all decide too. Like, listen, y'all know I listen to y'all. Now listen, somebody told me, now I'm trying this for the second time, the Coke Zero Sugar, and somebody told me, Joy, you got to drink it with no ice, super cold. So I put it in the freezer, but not too long, because I didn't want it to expand. Y'all know what happens, the ice expands and all that. I like it now. Before, I didn't like it when I put it a hot one over ice. I was like, but if you put this in the freezer, or you make sure this is really, really cold, then it tastes good. So listen, I wanted to talk to you queens about something. Listen, I'm coming through for a very short, like how Savannah say, to make it do what it do, sui sue, for just a short minute, right? So I wanted to talk to you guys. Now you're gonna be seeing this outfit a lot, because I'm also gonna be doing a I'm also gonna be trying to do a vlog. So y'all are gonna be seeing this again, because I'm gonna try to do a vlog today. But listen, really quick, the thing that I wanted to talk to you guys about is this: never give up. No matter how people lie on you, no matter how people talk bad about you, it's always going to seem like that person is winning. But let me tell you something. God has your back. Sometimes we have to go through things because there's a lesson that we're supposed to learn. Sometimes we have to go through things because there was some part in it where we didn't listen and we didn't follow God. Now, am I saying when people lie on you, it's your fault? No. But what I'm saying is, we have to learn that no matter what we go through, no matter what somebody does to us, we can still let God go through us. We can still be used. We can still operate in our purpose. We can still move forward. I want you to be encouraged. I want you to never stop. Don't give up. Don't give in. I know that when you see me on this platform, I know some of y'all have seen some of the crazy things that I've been going through. Y'all, the first thing that I wanted to do was throw in the towel. I'm doing a retreat, and people are accusing me of being a scammer because I'm trying to elevate my plus size queens. I want those who have always wanted to be a part of the conversation. I want them to stop feeling like they got to shrink themselves in the corner. I want them to feel like they're being celebrated and highlighted, and I want us to do something nice for ourselves instead of putting everybody else first but us. So instead of complaining, you know what I'm going to do? I'm going to have a seat at the table, and I'm going to create that table to come invite other queens to have a seat at that table with me. I'm never going to give up on YouTube. I'm never going to give up on myself, because you know what? I'm not going to throw in the towel. Is it hard? Yes. Did it make me cry? Yes. Did it make me sad? Yes. Does it hurt? Yes. Does it make you angry? Yes. But keep going. Keep pushing. Keep working at it. Keep trying. No matter what happens, no matter what people say about you, no matter if it looks like you've not won, if it looks like you're losing, or if it looks like things aren't going in the positive direction for you, never give up. Plant your feet in the sand, girl, and keep going forward. I remember one time, y'all, I'll never forget this. Now here he come. I can't do. You know, I called you for like the last 20 minutes and you didn't come, and I decided to do a second part to my car chat, and here you come. I'm not gonna do both of those Dear Joy videos because the other young lady didn't give me permission. I reread the message, and I need to ask her for permission, and I also need to ask her what name or alias she wants to use, because she wants the advice, but she wants to. I don't think she, people don't need to know her business like that. So, you know me, I try to protect my girl. So I'm gonna wait and email her back and see, how she want to move. But okay, babe, I'm trying to give them some encouragement. I want to tell them a story about a time of some things that have happened to me in the past.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be done in like maybe 10 minutes, because it's not gonna be a super long chat.
Okay, well, take your time, babe.
Okay. So anyway, There was this one time, y'all, that there was this job. I really, really, really wanted this particular job, right? And I wanted this job so bad. I had went into training. I was researching for this job. I'll just go ahead and tell you what it was. It was a director at this place, right? It was a director, a site director. I wanted that job so bad. I'm gonna be honest. I wanted the title. Listen, the income wasn't even all that, y'all. Y'all know that these little incomes at these jobs, they don't be all that. So it wasn't about, y'all, I'm sorry my lips are looking, or not moisturized. Babe! I need some chopsticks, and I don't know if you're gonna be able to get me some. Anyway, there was this job. I wanted to be a site director, and it was at this place called, is it WellCare? WellMed, something like that. Either WellCare or WellMed. They had just built this place, right? And I wanted this job so badly, okay? I really wanted this job. Site director. It had all these perks and benefits and a credit card. And I went on this interview, right? And they literally took me through so many interviews. There was like 6 interviews. I did my phone interview. They wanted me to do a behavioral analytics screening. They wanted me to do like send my resume. They was checking my references. I had went on 2 different interviews with this lady, and I made it. I mean, they picked my resume. They liked it. She talked to me. And then this other lady, she walked me up, and then she interviewed me, and then she went back. And then this guy, I never forget, the very last guy that I had to talk to, the recruiter was talking to me and stuff like that. And I'm sitting in there and I'm like, oh my God, I want this job. I done prayed for this job. I done fasted for this job. I done did. So listen, I just knew I had this job in the bag, okay? I was qualified for it. It was everything that I wanted. I thought it was going to be my dream job, right? So this man comes out, and he had never seen me or met me before. And I was like, now mind you, all beforehand, I had been dealing with this lady recruiter. And she was like, you know what, I'm going to push you to the front. I got you. She was like, this your job, blah, blah, blah. Something happened to that lady. I don't know if she got into a car accident. I don't know what happened, but I was like, I go to this next interview, right? And she had told me, she was like, okay, this your last interview. She was like, after this, you going to find out. And she was like, I can't say, whatever, but she was like, you'll find out. So basically, you got a feeling if you got the job or not, okay? So I was like, oh my God. I was like, so happy. So I go to sign in to security. They done called me back for another interview. So I go in, I sign in, right? And the guy the security guard gives me, takes my picture, gives me a temporary badge, blah, blah, blah. They were like, okay, sit down, we'll call you in a minute. So I'm sitting there and I'm reading over my resume, because I always want to make sure that I read over my resume, so that way if they ask me questions, I can give them a copy. I know they already got a copy, but I like to give them a copy, and I like to make sure I remember, okay, this is what I did here, because you want to customize your resume according to the job that you're looking for. You know what I'm saying? So that way you can highlight specific instances, especially if they have that type of interview that is really based on having certain behaviors and characteristics that are associated with, people that would normally have that job or whatever. So I'm sitting there and I'm going over my resume. I'm rereading everything. I also had printed out like their mission statement and the job objective. And I just wanted to make sure if they asked me those situational based questions, tell me about a time when you had to lead a team, I was like, oh girl. So I'm thinking about all of this stuff, right? I'm preparing myself. So all of a sudden this guy comes out and he's like, now mind you, on my resume, because my name is Joy, okay? It's not short for Joyce. It's not short for... My name is Joy, okay? So I typically, though, when it's a very male-dominated job, I always put my initial and then my last name. I never put Joy, because then it makes it seem like, they kind of judge you, like, you know what I'm saying? Because they can't see your sex. But if you put your your initial, typically they're like, okay, J so-and-so, that sounds like a more masculine name. So I did that. So the guy comes out. Now, mind you, it was another guy in there interviewing. I don't know if he was interviewing for the same job, but he was interviewing for a job. So the guy comes out and he calls the name, and he's looking past me. He's not even looking at me, to this other guy, and this other guy's on his phone, not paying him attention. So he says the name again, excuse me, like towards the guy, just the Jay. And I was like, are you looking for Jay or Joy? I said, I'm Joy. And he was like, oh, well, this just has the initial J. Are you here for a temporary? And I'm like, no, I'm being called back for my 5th interview for the site director position. And he was like, oh, this is you? And I'm like, yes. So right then when he did that, I was like, I'm not going to get the job. Now, mind you, every single thing else was going perfect. I knew I was supposed to get the job. Perfect. So I get back there with him, and he's like, oh, he's like, your resume is impressive. You really, he's asking me about, now mind you, this is the recruiter. I done already been on like 5 interviews. Now, y'all know when you get to that very last interview, now this, let me just tell you how far in the process I was. This wasn't even supposed to be an interview. This was supposed to be like a panel discussion. And then I was supposed to go sit on the floor and shadow someone. Now, you tell me in your experience what that means. If you're sitting on the floor shadowing people, what is, in an interview process, what does that typically mean? They're like, oh, we have our department heads are here. So I was supposed to be going into the department heads, doing the little panel interview. It was like 3 or 4 people. They was going to ask me a couple questions. And then after that, I was supposed to shadow. So basically, I'm there for the whole entire day. Bitch, I done brought a lunch and everything. Because I'm like, okay, I got to do this panel discussion, and then I'm going to shadow. The next thing after the shadowing is, okay, see you tomorrow. You start your job. Training class start in 10 days or whatever. So this guy's still talking to me about my resume. And I'm like, you know what? They're not going to hire. I knew once I seen him, I was like, no, he's not going to hire me. So I go in. I have the panel. Just like they said, I have the panel. I stayed there for 4 hours shadowing one of the ladies, and she's taking me around. She was like, oh yeah, so-and-so spoke, I heard about you, and tell me about your time here. And she's showing me the break room, and she's showing me, walking me back to this back or whatever. I mean, they're taking me, she's showing me all this kind of stuff, showing me the different programs that they use, and the thesis system that they got, and some of their stuff is still on DOS. And I mean, she's just going back. She was like, oh, you won't really be working with this, you'll be working with her. I mean, basically, she's telling me all this, but in my mind, my spirit had already said, right? So I have the interview. I have the shadowing. I'm there 4 hours shadowing. I leave the shadowing and I go home. Now, mind you, every other day when they're like, okay, we'll be in touch, before I can get home, because this was like an hour from me. So before I get home, they usually have sent me an email inviting me to go online and do something, or inviting me to schedule, because everything was online. This is back in the day before Roro. So, this was back when we were going in for interviews, right? Things have changed. I haven't interviewed in a long time, because the current position I've been in this current position for a really long time. I've been with this company now. Anyway, I haven't done any interviews, but so this is pre-Roro, couple years, like I would say this is 2012. This story, 2011. So every other time they had sent me an email telling me, hey, we invite you, thank you so much, we invite you, blah blah blah. So this particular day I didn't get an email after I did the shadowing. Then I came home, and then I just, didn't get an email. So mind you, it's 3 days down, no email, no communication. I was like, well, that's weird. So what I did was I went ahead and I went ahead and decided to apply for this other position, right? Now, mind you, this position was at a place called at the time it was Southern Wine and Spirits. And with Southern Wine and Spirits, is basically like a liquor distributor. They distribute your Bacard, like your top shelf. They got bottom shelf stuff too, but anything from like Bushmills to Bacardi to Grey Goose, just depending on what state, because different states have different licensing to distribute different products. And so they have on-premise and off-premise sales. And so this particular position was for, they hired me. What they originally hired me for was to be, I want to say, military base, because they group it in a particular way. I want to say originally, I think I was going to be doing military bases, Publix, and no, off-premise, because Publix is not on-premise. Duh. I think it was military bases, Publix, and somewhere else, that when they originally hired me, that I was going to be doing all of like the account work and stuff like that. I ended up not doing that and ended up going upstairs and working into a completely different department that had nothing to do with that. But I just applied for it as a whim. Now, mind you, the money was the same, but it wasn't no real title. And it was I don't even drink. So to be working for a liquor distributor, I kind of felt was weird, because it was like, I don't really drink, and I currently had a job. And the job that I had, I just wanted to make more money and be closer to my mom. That was the biggest thing, is that I had been commuting backwards and forward. My mommy hadn't had a stroke yet, but she was still struggling with her health. And I wanted to be closer to her and come home, but I knew that there was no way I was going to be able to do everything that I needed from mom and be driving backwards and forward to Capital One, which when I worked at Capital One, which was, oh my God, I love me some Capital One, but child, that damn drive backwards and forward to Capital One to my house, especially, I used to work 4/10s, and my schedule was, I was off Tuesday, Wednesday, and Sunday. So I worked Monday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday. So all I would have to do is take off Monday, and then I had my 3-day weekend. But anyway, but that road, it was a nightmare, because I worked 10-hour shifts, and just to get to work, it would take me sometimes an hour to an hour and a half. And the same thing getting home. So it really would be like, you go to work and you working basically 12 hours, but then you add 2 hours, on the top of your shift and 2 hours on the bottom. And that's kind of one of the ways that I gained a whole lot of weight also, because yes, I was making really, really good money at Capital One. However, I was eating really, really badly and just really abusing my body and putting myself through a lot, driving backwards and forward, So I was trying to get out of that. Long story short, girl, I went and applied the same day that I applied for Bacardi. The same day that I applied for Southern Wine and Spirits, they called me. They sent me an email to do testing. I went ahead and did the testing. I really wasn't worried about that job, because I was like, oh, I already got this I was just waiting on, I think it's Well Care. Is it Well Care, y'all? I don't think Well Med is a thing. I think it's Well Care. And it was like basically like their drug coverage. But anyway, that's beside the point. So I really thought that I had that job in the bag, y'all. Girl, tell me why. I was like, oh, well, I'm just going to go ahead and take this testing. The testing to me seemed easy. I really want to stun the job at Southern. I was like, I'm just going to apply. And they called me that same day. And they were like, hey, can you come in tomorrow? I was like, sure. So I'm just going to be real. I took PTO on my job. I remember because it was a Monday. I took PTO. No, it wasn't a Monday. It was a Friday. I took PTO on my job at Capital One. And I went and interviewed for the job at I went and interviewed for the job at Southern. I'm trying to think exactly what time. About 10 o'clock. Okay. Now, I want to remind you guys something. When I went to go interview for this job, well, I'm not going to get into all of that. Point of the matter is, they hired me the same day on the spot. They said, I went in and I took testing. I talked to the people. I met with the lady. They were like, hold on just a second. I have somebody that I want you to meet. Hold on just a second. So I met her. Then I had another guy. His name was Bill. They're like, hey, we want you to meet Bill. Give us just a few minutes. So Bill, I guess, signed off. I waited for like 45 minutes. And I was getting irritated because I was hungry, right? And I ended up having to go online and put in more, taking off. I went ahead and took off for the rest of the day because I wasn't going to be driving all the way to Tampa that, you know, at that time, because it would have taken me entirely too long to get there. So I went ahead and I put in to take the rest of the day off. Girl, tell me why that lady gave me an offer letter. She was like, this is a temporary offer. She was like, tomorrow I will have your official offer letter downstairs that you can come and pick up. And we also will need you to go and take your breathalyzer and take a PP test. I had to take a PP test. And you know, it was like my drug and alcohol test and stuff. And she was like, we'll make sure we have your official offer tomorrow. So of course, I never accept my first offer for work. If I get made an offer for work, and this is a tip, I don't know who's dealing with this right now, but I always would ask for more money. So they can decline it. They're not going to not hire you because you ask for more money. They're going to either accept it or decline it. So they sent my first offer letter. I declined it and requested more money. And then she said, well, listen, she's not here because it was a Saturday morning. And I thought that it was odd because typically HR works on Saturday morning, right? So she was like, well, she's not here right now. So we'll let you know by Monday. Girl, Monday came around. They accepted my offer. They were like, okay, so the training starts this time. Da, 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 da. So I had that job and they pushed, it was pushed out like 2 weeks. But girl, I done got hired. I done went and got drug tested. I done went and got an offer letter. Told them I didn't want no money, but I wanted more money and all kinds of stuff. Okay. And still am thinking about this other job. Okay. Finally, about a week later, now I'm getting nervous because I'm like, now, wait a minute. You know what I'm saying? Now, a week later, I finally get a letter back. Not even an email, nothing, saying, we regret to inform you that we are no longer able to consider you for this position. Your stuff will be on file for this amount of time, blah, 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 blah. Now, I'm going to be honest with y'all. I was real down about that. That really hurt my feelings because I was like, are you kidding me? And it was like, we would really like to, keep your information on file. I'm like, keep my information on file. Y'all waited like almost 2 weeks to tell me that y'all wasn't going to pick me. Like, you knew when I left there that day that y'all was going to probably pick that other man that was up there watching nakedbooty.com while he was waiting on a job interview. Now, good luck with that, okay? Because I did see him doing that. Now, I ain't want to put his business out there, but he was doing that. Now, fast forward, y'all. Will you believe I get the job at Southern. I'm working at Southern for a year. One of the best jobs. I love the job. Making good money. Great team. Great supervisor. Love the job, right? I'm excelling. I'm doing a good job. People love me there. The only thing I didn't like about that job is y'all didn't have no damn elevator. And we was on the 3rd floor. So I had to take stairs up to the top every day. And y'all know I be running late. So anyway, will y'all believe that I had to train this girl? Fast forward a year. A whole year, okay? So I had to train this young lady. So this young lady, she's sitting by me, and I'm training her, and she's shadowing me. And so I'm showing her what we do, so she's spending the day. So we go to lunch together, we taking our breaks at the same time. We got the same schedule because I'm shadowing her. So she's coming to work at the same time as me. So one day we have, we go to lunch together, and we go to Publix and get a sandwich, etc. We sit down talking. And she's telling me, and I'm like, oh, well, where did you work before? And she's saying, WellCare. I said, oh, I interviewed there and I didn't get the job. She said, thank God, because she said they laid us off. And not only did they lay us off, they did not give us any type of warning. She said it was the worst job I ever had in my life. She was like, they cut our hours down. Then there was a big, huge investigation about something that they had went on. So everybody that was working there ended up having to have some type of investigation. She said then after that, she came to work, and she said she didn't get her last check. They laid her off, but they didn't even let them know until they came to work. They had a big, huge layoff, and she didn't get paid her last check. And all this time, she's been trying to get a job, and it was like 8 months that they had laid off. So basically like 2 months after, 4 months after I started working at Southern, they had laid off something like 2,000 or 2,500 employees, and people shut the building down and everything, and people came to work and didn't even know that they didn't have no job. And I probably would have been in that. Moral of the story is, sometimes you don't understand why a headache comes, why you're having to deal with something that is not what you plan for it to be. Sometimes God will move you against your will. Sometimes you will have to make a move that you did not want. I had no intention of working at Southern. No intention of working there. None. It was an amazing job. They worked with me when it came time. Like, they would let me leave on my lunch break, leave on breaks to go check on my mom. They work with us. Like, when my mom was in the hospital, they sent her flowers. Like, I mean, just all kinds of, like, just really kind things. Now, it wasn't easy. I mean, let's be real. Any job is not easy. There's always something going on. But it was where I was supposed to be. And sometimes, in order to get you where you're supposed to be, God had to move things around and make things uncomfortable in order to save you from going somewhere else that may be worse. Does that make sense? So listen, I love you guys so, so much. If you have a Dear Joy, DM me on Instagram. Make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Make sure that when my channel is suggested to you, click on the video and watch it. If it's another channel, if the names are confusing, whatever the case may be, right click, put not interested. Go to your watch history, clear your watch history of if you've watched other videos and you don't want to be suggested those videos. And then just make sure that you're clicking on my channel, so that way you get my content. I love you guys to the moon and back. I hope that this will help you. I hope this supports you wherever you are in life right now. And I will see you in the next video. Let me know if you want more story times, more lessons to be learned from laughing at my pain and my headaches. Also, make sure that you guys help Hope out with the Dear Joy that was in the beginning of this video. And again, I will see you guys in the next video. I love you to the moon and back. Thank you for watching. Bye. I wanna ride.